Happy Wednesday. It is a crazy day in the market today. As promised, here is my daily recap video. It was a interesting day to say the least, so we'll walk through kind of what happened. This was overnight trading right here. So you can see we kind of stayed, end of yesterday is here. We kind of stayed very consistent, got outside this demand zone just a little bit, and we had bounced off this zone a few times. We made it down underneath the zone, and then we came to the bell, and this is what we got. So we opened, and we dropped to here, and I literally almost bought. It basically crossed through this white line, which was a zone, kind of a price limit that I did not think we would go below. So I almost bought. I certainly wish I would have. I think I almost bought at 880, somewhere in there, and it ran right up to 910. Maybe it was, I think what I missed was like a 110 point rip. So that was pretty disappointing. But I tend to follow trades by Matt as advice, not to trade during the kind of opening first 10 or 15 minutes. So all of the signs kind of pointed to, even some news was like, we expect it to open higher, and certainly it did open higher. And then we had quite a day after that. So if you haven't looked at the market, I'm going to walk through my trades, but I am going to kind of switch to a 1 minute graph because you can see there are a lot of trades in here. So here's that big uptick. On the first trade we got in on was, I must have missed it. That looks like it's it. That does not look correct for my first trade, though. I think I'm missing one. I wonder if it already scratched it out or if I just don't see it. So here is the first trade that's here. I bought here, and I ended up selling here, obviously for a small loss. Same thing happened here. And then we got a win here and a win here. I basically bought this one, felt like it was going to continue to go up, and bought this one as well. These are somewhat easier to see on the 5 minute chart with the zones. So right here, you can see like we're bouncing into this zone from above. So we opened here, we came down, I bought here, I bought again here, and then I got stopped out. That kind of sucked of that one. And then I bought and sold here to here, which was fine. I've never really experienced quite a day like this. So kind of covered those two. This one was a buy and a very small gain. And then essentially, if we scroll in, I basically just tried to catch a falling knife. I bought, I went long, I got stopped out, I went long, I got stopped out, I went long, I got stopped out. I don't have my zones on the 1 minute chart, so you can't see them, but I was essentially using the zones and kind of thinking, well, it can't really go lower than where it's at based on the zones I had, and it just continued to go lower and lower and lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. And so I'm apparently pretty dense because I bought, sold. I sold and bought here, which was a good trade. I figured out maybe I should be shorting. And then I went back to, gosh, I'm approaching other zones. So bought, sold here, basically bought and sold. So that one did go fine, kind of caught the full range of the candle. And then I shorted this, bought here. So that one was also fine. And then for whatever reason, I had these lines drawn here. And so we're in this kind of range. And then we broke out of the range. And literally like what the goal is when you break above that top trend line, and we've kind of had lower highs and we weren't getting lower lows on this, but so maybe it doesn't make it an effective down trend line. But when we break out, typically you would buy right about here. You'd go long. And what did I do? I shorted right here. Not sure what I was thinking. Should have bought right here. Would have got this whole run up. Instead, I again shorted here based on a zone. And then actually that's not based on a zone. That's probably me just guessing, which I said yesterday I'm not going to do. But clearly I not able to follow my own advice. So got back to the top here, and this was a loss again, and then I shorted, and actually that one looked pretty good. So that one was not bad at all. And then had a bunch more of just crap, down. I did get a couple of these shorts, but I bought here, sold here, shorted here, bought here. So that's a loss, that's a loss, that's a win. This other one in that candle's a loss. This one's a loss. So I ended up the day net down. I had $260 worth of profitable trades and $637 worth of losing trades, netting out at about $376.50 of losses. And then you add commissions in there, it was about another $50. So I was down about $425 on the day, which, it's going to happen. I do know that it was a hard trading day for a lot of people, based on the discords that I'm in and seeing other people's reactions, and even some of the people that I'm learning from who are like, you can't really read the market, and then they tried to force things based on what they thought they saw as well, which is kind of what I also did during a lot of this trend, and it was just down. So it'll be interesting to see how the market plays out, but that is kind of my really quick daily recap. I'm obviously, not happy that I lost, $425, but it's also part of the learning, right? So this is me, in a sense, paying for my education, which I totally believe in. When I was a poker player, when I started playing poker, I probably lost about $5,000 or $6,000 online, and then kind of really got upset about it, kind of mad at myself, and buckled down, started learning, earned it all back and a lot more. So this is kind of how I view this, although I'm trying to be way smarter than just guessing. But today and yesterday, yesterday obviously was still a fine day. I made 2 bad trades. But today I need to buckle down and kind of wait for good setups, and not force things, because we don't need to have days like this on purpose. And a lot of this could have just easily been avoided, or I just click right here, get a 110 point rip and call it a day early. So, that would have been up 200 instead of down, twice that. Anyway, this is the recap for Wednesday, December 28th, 2022. One of the other things I did here is that 80% of the time there's a Santa Claus rally, and that rally generally lasts the last 5 trading days of the year, which we are in the first 2 trading days of the new year. But this is clearly not going to be a Santa Claus rally year. So that's also kind of interesting to go through, so that I will have been through, hey, what happens when that doesn't happen? But the NASDAQ has been on a downtrend pretty much the entire year, and has only once broken above the trend line on the graph. So that's also quite telling. At some point, this obviously will turn, but a lot of this is being driven by the Fed rate hikes, and some other stuff like that. So I am learning, just like you probably are if you're watching this video. So I hope you enjoyed the recap. Basically, the learning is be way more disciplined, don't guess, and don't try to catch falling knives, because it's not a good plan. And I think that's really, when you look at this, it's like all these trades right here just shouldn't have happened, right? I should have put this trade in here. I definitely should have put this trade in here. I just got to trust my gut during the opening bell. Stuff moves so fast after the opening bell. I should have put this trade in. A couple of these trades are probably fine because they're bouncing off zones, and I'm taking a little bit more risk by being early out of the zone. But then a lot of these are just, probably all of these right here are just an absolute no. And then I should have placed the trade here, caught some of this up, buy with 2 contracts or something like that, get out one here, get out the other one somewhere up here. And then a lot of this in this downtrend probably should have just ignored. So I probably should have had, 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 trades. And instead I had, I don't even know. I had a lot. I had 28 trades today, which is just dumb. So that is me trying to play the gambling guessing game instead of actually just being, smart about it. And really, it only takes a couple trades a day. And that's why patience is going to be a huge factor in my success. So that is, again, about all I have. So we did get some new logo and a banner for the YouTube channel. So if you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, let me know. Comment. I'd be happy to answer any questions or talk about anything else you guys want. So that is all I have for today. We will see you guys tomorrow for the recap, and hopefully it's a much better day, like maybe the inverse of today. All right. See you then. Bye for now.